Hello divine souls, and welcome to today's reading. Today we are going to be discussing what area in life you should be centering your focus. We are astrologically, cyclically, and spiritually at a time where your focus and your intention can really benefit from you putting a little bit more mental effort into being clear. So focusing on clarity and getting centered in your intentions for the remainder of the year can make the transitions that are going to be coming up a little bit more smoother. And so hopefully this reading can offer you some advice as far as what or where to put your focus or your mental energy. So with that being said, I'm going to instruct you to call on your guides to lead you to the message that contains lead you to the pile that contains the message for you. Before we begin, I always like to put out the disclaimer that Tarot and Oracle do not deem you to any realities that you do not resonate with. So take what resonates and leave the rest. And in the meantime, I will leave you here with these two choices, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number one, and welcome to your reading. You picked the first pile with this image. It seems like Horus and possibly Osiris with Aset are present. And the card says, Divine Sun Child, blessings of the sun flow to you now. It is time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil, just like the midsummer sun, burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. It is your time to shine bright. Goodness, I can't read. Okay, what a wonderful start to where your focus should be spent, especially I mentioned it being the middle of the year. This is a timeless reading, but for you guys specifically, the summer solstice is being highlighted. So whether or not you are currently experiencing the height of the sun, or if maybe the energy of the sun is being called into your life, focusing on letting your light burn could be very beneficial right now. A lot of creativity could be coming into your life. I'm going to pull one card from each of these oracle decks, and then we'll get into the tarot cards. So what area of life should pile number one be focusing on? Of this one. What area of life should pile number one be focusing? What area of life should pile number one be focusing? Alrighty, let's see what we have. We have breathe. Okay, so taking our time with these creations, letting them unfold naturally and allowing them to take the time that they want to as well, is what I'm hearing. We have energetic clearing. During crises, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. We have a lot of focus on light, luminous plans, letting your light shine bright. Right action. Aparigraha literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. So I'm hearing even clearing out the inventory. This could be a physical cleanse of your home, a physical cleanse of the spirit, doing a spiritual cleanse over your body, over your mental state, your physical aura, your area, just the environment that you spend the most time in is what I'm hearing needs the most energetic clearing so that this light can shine as bright as it possibly wants to. Let's see, what else do we have? We have number 44. It says, your dreams are closer than you think. Wow, so lots of good fortune. We have a lot of blue and a lot of red. So red can serve as like a power color as far as feeling energized, feeling rooted. If we think about the chakras, the red or the root chakra is usually the red one, and so rooting into what your intentions are, what your morals are, what grounds you, and what makes you feel purposeful and safe enough to explore your most expansive ideas. So being rooted, being grounded is what's going to help this these ideas flow over from you, this kind of fluid-like state, or this water that's going to be pouring into you or pouring from you. First, rooting yourself in a cleared and open space is what's going to make these ideas feel like they have the depth of the ocean, and it makes you feel like you have the amount of energy that you need to take right action, and you feel encouraged to go about what it is that you want to, I'm hearing like chase down. It seems like you have an idea of what you want to do, especially with the rest of this year. The next 6 months, we'll just put a time frame on it. The next 6 months, in these next 6 months, it seems like you already have ideas. The flame has started to flicker, but as you start to ground and clear your space, and you really start to set your focus on these ideas, you let everything else fall away, like it says right here, let go of what wants to go and let what wants to come. Let everything else fall away. Focus on the things that make you feel full. Focus on the things that feel like they have depth, and it makes it feel like you are the creator. Breathe. What makes you feel like you can take a deep breath? Focusing on those things and allowing those to take up the most space in your life right now is what's going to benefit you the most for the next 6 months. Sorry, I paused because I saw 22 and 44, so those numbers could be important to you. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. What areas of life should pile number 1 be focusing on? Okay, we will take those. So we have Ace of Cups, we have the Moon, okay, and we have the World. Okay, so I'm very, very excited for you guys. Pile number 1, there's a lot of water energy. As much as there is fire, there is a ton of water, which means that you could really benefit from sitting with emotions. This energetic clearing could be pointing out some emotions that need to be processed, that need to be felt so that they can go if they need to go, or stay and feel empowered if they need to feel empowered. The Ace of Cups is showing you this divine new beginning. Like we were saying, you have this inkling of an idea or a few ideas that kind of want to become this bigger project for you, or this bigger, possibly even lead into like a career path, or you're following a new path. These ideas are coming to you for a reason. And again, once you make this energetic clearing possible, once you take the steps to clear your energetic field, these inklings of ideas, these messages can come in full-fledged. They can come in like pure intuition. You're going to be receiving messages. What wants to come will be able to come into your life and into your mind. So this new beginning, this Ace of Cups, is like the starting over of your mental space. Once you've cleared everything away, once you're able to breathe again and feel rooted, you have this sort of new beginning with your own creative fire, and that's really exciting. You're able to pour over. You have this image twice in your reading. You're able to pour over with these ideas, and you're kind of like reaching new depths. Again, with this Breathe card, you're reaching new depths with your ideas and with your passions, and that's where the Moon and the World come in, because with the Moon, it's almost like you create a sort of cyclical schedule off of these new ideas. This new path, this new start, this new beginning creates a setup for you to live the rest of your life, or the rest of the 6 months, whatever it is, however long you'd like to do this. You are going to be setting up a way to be able to do it without experiencing burnout. It's not a sort of surge. It's not like a huge wave that you have to ride out. It's this sort of calm, these calm waters that are coming into your life to carry you forward, and you're almost flowing into it rather than rushing straight in and then getting washed out. The lobster down here is giving like prosperity or luxury. Like you're able to go to lobster, is it called Lobster House? I feel like that's wrong. I'm sorry, don't roast me. But you're able to go and treat yourself because of this work. It's like work. It's not even work for you, but it's like this work, these ideas, these passions, this sort of relationship with what you do with your time every single day. You getting intentional about your focus is going to provide incredible abundance for you. and it's going to be cyclical. Again, like you'll have a payday every 30 days, or every 1st and the 15th. It's like you have this, it's always coming into your life. It's not just a one-time, one-trick pony type deal. You're able to rely on this new idea and this new path to carry you towards more and more abundance. You're literally open to things coming into your life as they come, and it's like you always have this fluid flow of abundance into your life, which is really exciting. And the depth that is there, the depth of these abundances are what makes it so easy for you to stay rooted. It's one thing to clear your energetic field and get rooted and feel confident, but it's another thing to have that last for you. It's like as you do this, you sort of see the benefits so well that it's easy for it to last, because you trust it, because you're seeing the benefits of your actions right before your eyes. There is no doubt left for you. With the world, we see once again this water just kind of wrapping around you. You are flowing, and you have this sort of magical cane, I guess, or maybe possibly wand in your hand. The magic is flowing from you. You have so many ideas, so much life force energy is within you that you are just creating. You are birthing new ideas, and it could even be birthing a family, birthing relationships, birthing healing into your life. If you're not a creator, there are so many things here that you have to allow to come into your life. All of the animals present for you. Again, we have the bird twice. So Horus could be really calling out to you, could go into deity work, and you could be creating a relationship of depth with your spiritual work, with a specific deity or god or goddess or whatever it is that you're interested in. Again, if you're having these ideas, follow them out, seek them out, and see where they lead in your life. And you could really heavily benefit from focusing on whatever these small ideas up here are, whatever these little like bits that you've been receiving over the past few days or weeks. Follow them to their root and see where they lead. And that could be another point of focus for you, of just finding where your ideas lead. No matter what, though, you're going to be experiencing a lot of visual clarity, you're going to be seeing like the truth of a lot of things, especially with this energetic clearing. You no longer feel held back because you see the reality of certain situations. So that's why it's so easy for you to let go and to flow right now, is because you're seeing without that veil that we mentioned up here. The sun burns straight through. You see no veil anymore. You see things for how they are. You see people for who they are. Your abilities spiritually and physically are heightened because there is no veil. You are able to do so much, and you're able to rest so much. You're able to do things for the reason that they present themselves. More specifically, you're able to see, again, without that veil there, you don't see the value in overdoing it. You don't see the value in hustling yourself anymore, or over productivity. You're able to clear away that mentality that doesn't serve you and really get rooted into the right action that supports you being able to sit in your passions and feel the flow. And if the idea isn't present or the energy isn't present, you wait for it to find you before you kind of like make it come to you. I'm going to keep going with the tarot cards. We also have the Six of Swords. So it's almost like you're able to perform again, and we see the swords are kind of laid down. The swords are no longer a threat to you. Again, you're seeing past them, you're seeing past the veil. So you see these swords are still present. It's not like anything major really leaves your life, but you see that you value your dance and your healing above all else. So these swords are laid down. They are no longer threatening you. They just sit there. They're just there waiting for you to dance into a new realm where they aren't even pregnant. I don't know why I said pregnant. I meant to say present. That was really weird. I'm gonna say maybe one person or two people, pregnancy could be one thing that you are manifesting. Even the figure here in Breathe kind of looks with child. And we did see, like, this card was let me read it for the divine son child. So some people could be manifesting a family, could be manifesting a child. This could be your entrance into motherhood. Again, if that's your idea up here, those inklings that you've been kind of inching towards the idea of starting a family, this could definitely be your sign that it's happening for you in the next 6 months. Something is happening, especially with the moon being here. Yeah, there's a lot of signs pointing towards pregnancy. If you're not manifesting pregnancy, again, it doesn't have to resonate. That's just for some specific people. But again, here's the idea that we can be pregnant with creations and with passions, and cultivating our bodies and our areas to lead a healthy pregnancy of either child or ideas, helps those ideas and helps those passions kind of grow into their fullest term and grow into exactly what we want them to be. When we rush them, or when we push them past stages that they're not ready to be pushed past, then that's when we kind of get like a small version or a malnourished version of our ideas and our creations that we'd like to see come forth. So I don't know, I guess that was a caveat to talk about pregnancy, but again, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't have to. You could be pregnant with multiple things, but feeding your body and feeding your energy, your soul, the right things to have a healthy state of creation is going to be very important for you. I really feel called to highlight on that. We have the Queen of Swords. So we have the bird again. I love that. So, no matter what, you're finding justice. You are finding justice by allowing your focus to be on exactly what you want to do with your time. With that veil being gone, you're no longer distracted or held back by the things that have been made to be so important by other people's opinions. The world is so important here because you're kind of coming back home to your world. You are rediscovering what is important to you, and you're finding your power and your magic. You wield the sword now. Not only were they laid down, not only did you see past them, but you now wield the sword of justice. So you're able to quite literally cut away what does not serve you, and you are not held back by emotions attached to them, because once the cord is cut, you can move on. You are aware of what your intention is. Your focus is on letting everything that wants to go, and everything that wants to come. So if it's going, you let it go. You know, you're able to process those emotions, like we were saying earlier with that water energy. You're able to process it, but it doesn't need to affect your reality as much as it would have previously. You are cleansed of the victim mind state. You are completely in control. You feel so empowered right now, and that only fuels your creative fire. That only makes you feel more empowered in actually birthing these ideas into reality. You feel like the queen or the mother of your passions, and that relationship with what you create, you're now willing to spend your time. I think in the beginning I did say allowing yourself to spend time on creating these ideas. You're allowed to spend your time now. You don't feel rushed. You don't feel like there's something you have to do. You know what your intentions are, and you're clear on what you are focusing on, and I mean, you're just reaping the benefits of feeling that empowerment and feeling in control and feeling like you are in charge of what you do with your time. You no longer are stuck in these habits or cycles that don't actually serve you. So you could be breaking out of a few different habits. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So it seems like your dreams are closer than you think. Yeah, right underneath there. So it seems like with the Eight of Cups, it's going to come with a bit of contemplation. This focus. You have to actually sit down and write out a list. Like, this is actually going to take a certain amount of your will to accomplish this new state, this new depth that you find within your own mind. The world that you're coming home to, it's going to come you actually disciplining yourself and holding yourself accountable for what it is that you hold on to, or what it is that you don't allow to come into your life or don't allow to go out of your life. It's going to require some divine trust right now to understand that you are experiencing life without the veil. So when things happen and it feels like it's crazy, literally spirit trying to say, just let it go, let it, what does it say right here? During crises, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. There might be quite a few things that you need to get rid of. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups still standing. I can't tell if this one's knocked over or not, but there could be 3 major things: habits, relationships, or limiting beliefs that you have to rid yourself of, that you have to willingly push out of your mind state. This could be here left over from childhood, left over from conditioning from society. There are just some things that have held you in this sort of somber mind state, and it's time to let it go. It's time to let go of that stagnancy so that your cups can run over again and feel like they've been righted, and quite a bit of fluidity. So if you can, again, it's one thing to grieve the things that must leave your life, but it's another thing to hold your optimism in the forefront of your mind and focus on what it is that you believe is coming into your life. If it's a child, you know, a healthy child is coming into your life, and that child, and this again is going to be specific about pregnancy, but you can rephrase it into whatever it is that you would like to birth in the next 6 to 9 months if it needs to be. But say you're pregnant with child, that child is going to start making spiritual and energetic demands, saying, this is what I need in this life. This is what I need to thrive in my life. If it's a creative passion that you are birthing, that creative passion is going to be speaking to you, saying, there are certain things I need in order to thrive. And some of that requires some of these outlived beliefs or habits to leave in order for this passion to thrive. And so willingly being the creator, being the mother, being the birther of this idea, again, male or female, you are the parent, you are the creator of this idea. So you must willingly create the environment, spiritually and physically, that will support the life of this creation to come all the way through. You're on this path. It's time to devote your life to creating these ideas and letting them be born into their most full version of themselves, believing exactly what they tell you they are, you know, listening to these messages, allowing the veil to drop and allowing those fears and attachments to drop and to go, because they're not serving you. Those fears, there's something else that's trying to come through, and that's why the veil needs to go. I'm very, very excited for you, pile number 1, because this is a lot of spiritual work, but because you're here, I know you're capable of it, and that's the most important part, is you're capable of this fluidity. It starts with experimentation. It starts with getting used to it. It's like dipping your toes in the water, and then eventually it gets cooler or it gets warmer, and then you feel more comfortable. You don't have to feel like you have to dive in at the very deep end, but be open to receiving messages as far as exactly what wants to come into your life or go out of your life. Be open to receiving messages from the sun, what it's trying to birth into your life, and be a channel for spirit to come through and say, this is my plan, this is my idea, I'd like to co-create with you. And yeah, allow yourself to be led. I'm really excited for you. I hope to hear what it is that you end up creating. If you're interested, I'll have a list of affirmations for your pile in the description box, so just go to the section where it says affirmations, pile number 1. That'll be yours. You can download it or do whatever you like with it. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. That's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. I will see you on the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. You picked the second card on the table, and the first message is the dark mysteries. The dark goddess calls you to her inner chamber, where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. Wow, that's a wonderful start to a reading based on your focus and your willingness. Focusing on willingness to answer divinity's call could be very beneficial for you, pile number 2. I'm going to pull one card from each of these decks And then we'll get into the tarot cards. So what areas of life should pile 2 be focusing on? Thank you. What areas of life should pile 2 be focusing on? Alrighty, let's see what we have. We have meditation with number 3. We have clearing. It says, as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine to God's. Such freedom. Okay. And we have predictions of growth. Very exciting, pile number 2. It seems like, again, you were already told that you'd be tested, but it seems like along with those tests, you're kind of being guided to contemplate, again, like what your experiences in the next 6 months or so are tests and which ones are calling you to grow. Sometimes the loops or the cycles that we find ourselves getting caught in our day-to-day lives could be spiritual tests that we are being pushed up against. You might see common themes throughout your relationships or just your daily interactions, and yeah, it could be kind of a push to outgrowing these outlived mentalities so that you can connect more deeply with your spiritual intentions. Again, focusing on the fact that you are growing, kind of declaring for yourself that you are experiencing a time of growth is what might help you put that perspective in there when you experience sort of a emotionally troubling cycle in your life. You might be able to meet it with, my intention right now is growth. How could I be experiencing a test right now rather than just a frustrating person who's trying to attack me? You know, it's kind of that this is happening for me, not to me idea. Let's pull a few tarot cards and see what they have to say. What area of life should pile 2 be focusing on? Let's see. We have the Ace of Pentacles, so some new beginnings are coming into play. The 9 of Cups, yeah, relationships are being highlighted. The 10 of Swords, interesting. It seems like your beliefs are being put into question, so it's kind of like you're starting over with the self. You're finding this new it's not even like starting over, but it's like coming back to the self, coming back to square one. Who were you as a child? As a child, what did you value? What did you believe in? What did you daydream about? And how, where, I guess, along the line did your dreams and your passions get replaced? The 9 of Cups seems like there was a heavy focus on romance in your upbringing. It seems like you were told to value relationships, and so it seems like you might be kind of stuck in the mentality of saying that you are worthy once your partner deems you as such. And as we see like a single figure in these other cards, it's kind of showing like reclaiming your own worthiness, whether you're in a relationship or not. It's like you're rediscovering this sort of self-sanctity where you have your own ability to validate your experience and to feel grounded and okay, and the opposite of codependent. With meditation, it's kind of like sitting with the self, sitting in the self's mind and asking the self for advice rather than leeching on to any and everyone who are near you. Again, this prediction of growth is kind of like this maturation of trusting the self. You trust yourself to make the right decision. You trust yourself to feel like I'm almost hearing the idea that you, like, someone could be, again, with like the tests that you're facing, someone could be calling you a name, someone could be speaking down on your name or saying something that's not true about you, And right now you're being kind of led to grow in the way that no matter what anyone else says about you, you know your truth, and therefore you don't feel the need to prove yourself to any yahoos that are trying to lie about you, or that make up their own reality, their own version of you. So it's like throughout the 10 of Swords, though we see all of these attacks, it seems like one of the tests that you've faced multiple times is this idea that you are the victim of others' words, but you're discovering your own voice and the light that your voice casts and how your voice connects you to spirit. So again, accepting this offer of taking the test and receiving the gift of self-sanctity, it's like you are reclaiming yourself. You're reclaiming your life and your world to be about you and no longer the opinions of all of the wielders of these swords. They can no longer cut you because their opinions and their matter-of-fact statements mean nothing to you, because you've meditated, you've spent time with the self to get back closer to the self, and you know what matters to you. When you argue with the people who just hold opinions to kind of stir shit up or to, hurt you in order to not feel their feelings, it's like you're engaging in their reality still. That's why this card seems so fragmented, kind of. It's like your reality is kind of being rebuilt in a way that you honor yourself and you no longer engage with the people who hurt you, or you're just kind of able to look away. You're able to see behind the mirage, and you're able to once again see, the beauty of nature, the beauty of life, and you're no longer kind of like keeping up with the Joneses. We have the Ace of Swords, right? You're kind of rediscovering your independence. You're rediscovering your power. You are the sword this time. You're no longer battling anyone. You are just so powerful that anyone who comes up against you is flicked away, because it's like, you have no power here. I am solely here for myself. I am solely here to respect my light. I have power. I have amazing capabilities. I have the ability to clear away the things that I've been told to hold on to so tightly, because I realize they don't serve me anymore. So you're able to cut those cords with your own mind. You no longer feel so deeply connected to the things and people that don't serve you. And love could be a very important thing to you even as a child, but it's like it's taking on this new form to where it's a healthy kind of love. You don't need anything from your partner, and that's why wanting to be with them is so much more powerful and so much more deep, because you don't need anything from them. So you guys are able to give each other what you want rather than needing something, and that's where it kind of, you start to lean towards the other person more than you are your separate selves who just love each other. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to pull a few more cards. We have the Five of Swords. Okay, so it's kind of like, yeah, you've been exhausted. You've been kind of like, you feel deserted almost by your own mind. Like your mind state has just felt dry and empty because you are so exhausted. And these swords, it's kind of like you've been protecting yourself and kind of, I guess, avoiding standing back up and moving on. And that's okay. That's a natural part of grief to, be at this stage, but it also means that it's time to move on and it's time to reclaim your power. So focusing, as far as what you're focusing on right now, reclaiming your power, using your intention to come back to the self and creating a reality, creating a life that makes you feel safe when you're alone. It makes you feel fulfilled when you're alone. You don't need any of these other people, so they don't have the ability to harm you. You don't need a partner so that they can fulfill you in ways that you can, you fulfill yourself mostly, but when you bring a partner into it, they just are like the cherry on top rather than the decider of your fate, basically. And then we have the Hierophant, which is really incredible because this is like the ultimate message of you've discovered your divine ability to see the truth. You see right through through like people's facades. Basically, in the future, when you're creating relationships, people look to you for advice. People come to you and say, oh, I respect, it's like they're almost drawn to you because you have so much self-respect. You know the divinity that you are, you know the relationship to spirit that you have, and you respect it and you rely on it heavily. Like, you are so singularly fulfilled that again, these people can come, they can say whatever they want, but you know the ultimate truth. You know everything. You don't need anything from anyone else. So anyone who's involved in your life is there solely to enrich it and solely to, you know, make it better. You don't need anyone. They don't have access to make it worse. We have the Prince of Wands. So again, we find this strength, and we see the Libra right here. So yeah, we have the Prince of Wands, and we see strength being discovered. It's almost, they kind of look the same, the guy and the lion. But your strength is being highlighted. Your focus right now could be on your strength, finding your strengths, whether it's emotional strengths, mental strengths, or even physical strengths, highlighting them and leaning into them and seeing where your strengths lead you to be, how rediscovering your strength can get you out of this sort of desolate mind state, and rediscovering your strength can make this new beginning feel more empowering. And removing those swords doesn't hurt. You actually see that the truth of removing those swords is once again empowering to you. Taking these swords out of these flowers and saying you have no power here is what makes them feel like they are encasing this growth. They are enriching your surroundings by allowing them to be flowers again, instead of the targets of misplaced anger and hurt. So you're seeing a lot of justice for your inner child. With meditation, again, it's like you're able to dream again. You're able to use your imagination and find sort of that optimism in life. You're clearing away the pessimism and the things that have the experiences and relationships that have made you feel so trapped and made you feel so pessimistic. With meditation and with your new ideas and with your imagination coming in, you find that you are passing tests now. These swords still come up, but you're able to see right past them and say, I don't need to battle this sword, because the sword without, or an offender without an opponent is just a man with a sword. It's not, you know, there's nothing to fight if you just don't engage with the fight. So again, finding that clarity on your intentions is what's going to make it so empowering. Respecting your sword to understand what exactly you would want to put it up against. Do you really need to defend yourself against some rando with an opinion, or even, you know, a family member who doesn't know any better, a family member who's still suffering from generational cycles of self-doubt and self-harm? Do you really need to battle them, or can you remove yourself and just heal, so that when it trickles down, the people in your life find what you're doing to be sort of this like subconscious inspiration? They're automatically affected by your growth. Battling them doesn't help either of you, but growing and just continuing to explore your own ideas and kind of leaving that harm and that hurt behind is what's going to empower you to feel strength at the end of the day. I'm going to pull a few more cards from this oracle deck, just to get some like closing statements on where to focus your energy. Where should pile number 2 be focusing their energy? Okay, so first we have animal that says embrace your wild side. Paired that with the Prince of Wands and the lion that we see, embracing what it feels like to kind of unleash yourself and unlock yourself. Let yourself flow in a way that feels empowered. Whatever empowerment means to you, allowing yourself to seek that out and to kind of live in that mind state is what's going to make these intentions and these focuses feel more close to you. This growth will feel more empowered and more legit if you are seeking out a lifestyle that represents your wild side. You know, you're able to fly, you're able to roar, you're able to be that strong version of you. We also have shopping. It says pay attention to what energizes you. Exactly. One of those tests is realizing where you feel exhausted and where you feel energized, and knowing the difference and knowing how to remove those exhausting interactions so that you can have more time spent in the energized state. That's why the sword is here, so that you're able to cut out whatever it is that does exhaust you and make more room for this energizing growth. Which is really exciting, because at the end of the day, it's basically declaring that you are the decider of your own fate. You're able to say, here's a boundary, do not cross it. If you are, you'll be cut out of, if you do, you'll be cut out from my life, which is a very empowering stance to hold, because again, you have the strength to defend yourself. That's what the shield over here says. And once you have those boundaries set up, once you have that safe space that's protected by your intentions and by your boundaries, you discover the magic of growth and the truth of the Hierophant, the truth of meditation. You are receiving those gifts now. Let me read them again for you. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. So you are free to do whatever you want. You are free to feel however you want. You feel peace, you feel opportunity and prosperity. It's like all of those things that made you feel fearful before, since they're gone, you feel the opposite of them. You feel energized. You feel like you can do whatever you want to. You have dance. Move to the rhythm of your soul. Exactly. You're exploring new ways of living your life that feel like this new sort of, you're like drinking ambrosia, like you're drinking the nectar of the gods. It's like you haven't experienced this much joy since you were literally a child, because children are just born with this joyful outlook on life, and you're able to rediscover it and to feel rooted and sunk into it. We see a lot of orange and yellow, so it's like the sacral chakra, this and the solar plexus are really highlighted. It's your creative centers. Once you respect your divinity, respect your divine light, you're able to move forward and feel that power center directing your life, rather than feeling insecure in those areas in your life. So that's really all that I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. I want to say thank you so much for being here, and I'm really excited for you because you have so much to look forward to, especially with this rediscovering of moving to the rhythm of your soul. You get to explore your body and your life in new ways that have been kind of locked away from you, or set outside of your scope, I guess, and your scope is widening. You're seeing so many new opportunities and new ideas and new freedoms for yourself. So I'm really excited for you. If you're interested, I'll have a list of affirmations just for your pile in the description box below. Just go to where it says affirmations, pile number 2. That'll be you. You can download it or do whatever you want with it. But yeah, in the meantime, I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and keep your focuses at the forefront, and you'll do just fine. See you later.